I'll never let you see the way my broken heart is hurting me. I've got my pride and I know how to hide all my sorrow and pain. I'll do my crying in the
Well, hello everyone. Happy New Year. This is Lawrence. Another edition of Vinyl Video. I want to hope everyone had a nice holiday, had a nice Christmas, New Year's. It's 2016. At least if I croak this year, my passing will be marked on my grave. Died 2016, but let's hope that does not happen. I want to go over a good number of thrift store vinyls I found in the recent months. Got quite many, so we're going to fly along here. But before I go to the thrift store vinyl, a couple of non-thrift store purchases that I made, and this one here, it's already in the frame on the wall. Beautiful cover. And of course that's Leon Bridges, Coming Home. And Leon's a new artist, but he plays a style of music that's very retro, rhythm and blues and soul, but done in a kind of a modern way, not a modern way, but a fresh perspective from a young artist. And he brings it into the modern age, and I just love that cover. And he wears all these retro style clothes from music from that era, and this album has done quite well on the charts. And Leon was on Saturday Night Live recently, and so he's kind of making a name for himself. He's got this great voice, and he writes his own material, so that's good. The second one, along the same lines, of classic, this is classic R&B and soul music, and this is Otis Redding's album, Otis Blue. Otis Redding Sings Soul, and this is a reissue from a company, I gotta put on my glasses here, called Sundays. That's a company that specialize in old recordings and putting them on vinyl, and bringing the sound up to the sound quality up to date, remastering and all that. And it has its sticker right there, and they remain true to the album cover and the backlining notes. And this album here came out in 1966. This is a great classic soul album. One of many consider Otis's best. Old Man Trouble, Respect, which Aretha Franklin had a big hit with and Otis wrote. The Sam Cooke song, Change Gonna Come, which is the best version I've ever heard. Down in the Valley, I've Been Loving You Too Long, a classic Otis song. Shake, which is another Sam Cooke song. He does a cover of the Motown, My Girl. Wonderful World, Rock Me Baby, which is a classic Muddy Waters song, he does a fantastic job, along with the Stone Satisfaction and You Won't Miss Your Water. Just a classic album, well done. The musicianship is just great. So I'm glad I picked this up. I actually brought this on I went to a vinyl Facebook site and purchased. I outbidded and got it. It's on 180 gram vinyl, and it's in mono, which is great. Great album. Happy to have it. Okay, moving on to the thrift store stuff. And this first one supplements what I have already from this artist. This is what I have already. I have actually two copies. The Everly Brothers. And this is like their best of when they were on the Warner Brothers label, and it's in stereo. Now I have this album, this collection, a collection of 15 years spanning 1957 to 1972 that combines the original Cadence and Warner Brother hits right here. This is in great condition. It's a gatefold. And it has a nice informative write-up. And so this contains all their, 50s through the 60s hits and certain tracks from the 70s. They reached their commercial peak in the late 50s, early 60s. But, of course, it has all the hits: Bye Bye Love, Wake Up Little Susie, Bird Dog, All I Have to Do Is Dream, Kathy's Clown, Love Hurts, and the track that I opened this video with, Crying in the Rain. But what's so great about this is the tracks I've never heard before, and they are equally as good. Not a bad song on here. This is in mint condition, and it's a reissue on the this label here. Famous label that, like, Whitney Houston was on, Orchestra Records. This is in mint condition. It's like it's never been played. There's no markings in the hole right there. And it's on the really good paper stock. Oops, let me put this back in here. The heavy duty paper stock. So, and the sound is great. It's one of the cleanest vinyls I've ever heard that I ever got from the thrift store. I did not hear one click or pop, and the sound quality is great. Okay, moving on. I'm glad I have this record because I heard a lot of great things about it, and it had their big radio hit, I Love to Change the World. Speaking of 10 years after. This is in fair condition. There's wear around it, the album cover edges, and the vinyl, it's in decent playable condition. And first time I heard this album, it's really good. Glad I have it. The third one, I'm not going to count anymore. The group America, Hat Trick. And they didn't really have any big hits off this album. It came out in 1973. But there was one song that Captain Tennille had a hit with called Muskrat Love. And this album got very bad reviews. I I haven't heard it myself. I skimmed through it. It didn't sound that bad. So I'm looking forward to listen to it. And I've got a number of their studio albums, so I'm trying to complete a set. So they did bounce back in 1975 with Sister's Golden Hair, and another hit from that album. This one here, I love the K-Tel fantastic 22 original hits. Dawn, tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Focus, Hocus Pocus, the sweet Little Willie, Bill Weathers, Lean on Me, other hits. Vicki Lawrence, That's a Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. I've got a number of these K-Tel, albums, and I just love them because you get all the hits of the day on one album. Gary Glitter, really hate that guy for what the legal trouble he's got in, but Rock and Roll Part 2. I'm not going to make the song a victim and just hate the guy. Let's see what Rod Stewart, Twisting the Night Away. Marie McGovern, The Morning After. So this makes about the 5th K-Tel record I have. Love them. Okay, moving on. The Marshall Tucker Band. And this had the hit Take the Highway, Can't You See? Those were the big radio hits, but the entire album's good, worth listening to. The cover's in good shape. It has its regular wear, and the vinyl's in good condition. And also, this from the Marshall Tucker Band, all their greatest hits, the Marshall greatest hits. Can't You See? Heard it in a love song, Searching for a Rainbow. Fire in the Mountain, 24 Hours, Long Hard Ride. Great condition to cover in the album, so happy to have that. This one I picked up the other day. Nick Lowe, Cowboy Suit. This came out in 1974, and it has a promo stamp on it, which meant it was for radio stations, not to be sold. And I remember when this came out, it did not do good commercially, but I looked it up on the reviews, and it got good reviews. It has more of a country and Tex-Mex sort of sound to it, so I haven't heard it except for one song, so I'm looking forward to that. Country music, modern country. This is Randy Travis' debut album, and this is still sealed. Got this for like $1. It had his famous song Forever and Ever Amen and Too Long Gone. A young Randy Travis there. We know he's been in the news of some years recently, so had some hard times, so we want to wish him the best. This is the American classic rock band, and a follow-up to a huge album. This came out in 1979. The Eagles, The Long Run. I used to have this album, but it somehow disappeared, so I was able to pick up a really good condition copy of it at the thrift store recently. And the vinyl's in good condition, along with the cover's in really good condition too. Gatefold and inside. I was not really happy with this album when it came out. I mean, I expected more as a follow-up to Hotel California, but it's okay, it's good, but a disappointment compared to Hotel California. But over the years, I've grown to like it more. This is a European pressing. Ziegler and Evans, I think. There you go. They had that big hit, 2525. In the year 2525, if man is still alive, if woman can survive. And it's on pretty heavy vinyl, European pressing. The vinyl's in great condition. So, besides that song, I've never heard of any of their other work. So, I'm looking forward to listening to it. And just for your information, I don't know if it's Ziegler or Evan. One of them has developed a guitar that's easy on the fingers for the beginners, and there's a YouTube video of it, of the advertising and promotion of that guitar. I think I've shown some of these before. Great album, love it. It has a promo thing on it. Country music, Dwight Yoakam, guitars, Cadillacs, etc. I love Dwight Yoakam. I mean, he keeps the old style honky tonk rock and roll country music alive. Okay, going on to more country music and some folk. To end this, picked up these two. This is an artist that Eric Clapton was influenced by in the late 70s. And I'm speaking of Don Williams, and this is one of his greatest hits here. Greatest Hits Volume 1V. I don't read Roman numerals, so I'll let you figure that one out. This is unopened. And I've got a number of his studio albums and other greatest hits, so be nice to add to the collection. Don, his music is just so mellow and laid back. Nice music to listen to when you just want to chill out. And this is a 1984 studio album he did, and this is sealed also. And I just love the cover. It's called Cafe Carolina. Just love that. He's like in a trailer diner, having a cup of coffee and just staring, thinking. The artwork's great, and the coffee cup's down here with some change. So, just, diner type of atmosphere. This came out in 1974. Now, here's one that I really love. First of all, the cover's terrific. Going on with the country music. And this is put out by RCA. This is a compilation of the history of country music. Isn't that a great cover? On the back, it shows the labels that these songs were on. And it's a gatefold, so you have the history. And this goes back to the 1920s. It gives the information of each song, when it was recorded, who plays on it, and also has a write-up too. But the first song was called Arkansas Traveler by Henry Gilbert and A.C. Robertson, recorded 1922, July 30th, 1922. And then Prison Song, I'm not going to name each artist, and Blue Yodel, Jimmy Rogers, who's considered the godfather or the father of country music. Wildwood Flower, the Carter Family. So this goes from the 1920s on up through the 70s, all the way up to Dolly Parton's Jolene, Kiss an Angel, Good Morning, Charlie Pride, When You're Hot, Jerry Reed. The last two tracks, Ronnie Millsap and Alabama, which is a era of country music I really didn't care for, but those two tracks are on there. The 50s, I'm Moving On, Hank Snow, Heartbreak Hotel, Elvis, I Can't Stop Loving You, Don Gibson, He'll Have to Go, Jim Reeves, Yakety Yak, Chad Atkins, Make the World Go Away, Eddie Arnold. So that represents the 1950s country music. Orange Blossom Special, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, Cool Water, Sons of the Pioneers, Sunny Side of Life, the Blue Sky Boys. So just a really great album cover compilation, and it's on 2 discs. Great condition album cover and vinyl. Okay, folk music. John Prine. This is a classic. I think this is his debut album, and it has the great song Paradise. John Prine kind of, represented gave the outlook of the, Midwest, the regular folks outlook of society. And John's still around today, but this is his debut album. It's just great to listen to and to hear these stories. And the last one, they had probably besides Joe Walsh, Life's Been Good, one of the funniest songs about rock and roll, and I'm speaking of Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. And a lot of these songs, along with cover of Rolling Stones, the lyrics were, and music was Shel Silverstein, who was a kind of a author of children's books, and don't know too much about his history, but most of the, wait a minute, all the songs were written by him and performed by Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. And it also has the song Sylvia's Mother. And this is a fun listen to. It has a lot of that same humor of on the cover of Rolling Stones. And of course, Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show went on to have success in the field of easy listening, top 40 later in the 70s and early 80s. So that's my collection. One of the items I got for Christmas was the Family Guy mugs and snack mix. So happy to have that. So that's it for now. Great to get these, and I'm still always looking around at thrift stores for vinyl. So this is my first vinyl video of the year. I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and please leave a comment. I always love comments. It's like getting a letter from home. Thank you so much for watching, and I enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. So I gotta cut the camera off because I have no production crew. Goodbye.